Good afternoon, everyone. We have a special guest. I introduced him before, the great and only, the Chicago best, finest. We have a Theology in the building. Please introduce yourself. Who are you?
Good morning, everyone. My name is Kitrell Lucas, and yes, I'm a theology graduate at Oakwood University in Huntsville, Alabama.
Welcome to As One TV. We're outside. Welcome to As One.
All right, you heard it. We have Theology in the building. So where are you from? Like, are you from Chicago? Is that your birthplace? Like, where are you from?
Yeah, from Chicago, born and raised. Born in 1972. Lived in Chicago up until 2009 before I moved down here in Huntsville, Alabama.
All right, cool. We're in Huntsville, Alabama, and I have insiders on Katrell. He spoke to me. He's my mentor. I went to Oakwood University, and this is one of the reasons why I made the Oakwood. Thing about Chicago is people don't understand the family aspect of Chicago, but you're different. What makes you different? Why open your house to me while I came to Huntsville? Like, what's about the HBC? Like, is it you or is it the environment? Like, what made you so opening to accepting people?
Well, living in Chicago, you got to be careful, especially I grew up on the south side in the public housing development, raised by a single mom. And my mom was really, she was skeptical. She was discriminatory even, or discerning. Let's use that word. She was discerning about the company that I kept and the people that I brought into my home. However, when I came down into the South, it's a little bit more welcoming environment, a little friendlier environment. But Smitty, I knew you since you were, a little kid from Chicago, and so I opened up my home to you. Whether I was living in Huntsville or anywhere else, you were gonna always be welcome, in my house. And not just Smitty, I opened up my doors for pretty much anybody if they were, I have done it. I've done it in Chicago and I've done it here, folk who have been in need. That's just kind of the nature of who I am.
Yeah. So, yes, you're a father, you're a coach, you're a pastor. Like, what else is it to you? Like, it's a lot about you. Like, let's get to know about you. Who are you?
Well, it's interesting you say I'm a father because I never had a father growing up myself. And I let my kids know that that's one up that they have on me. They have someone that they can call dad. It's a word that I never got to use ever in my life. Yes, I'm a proud father of 7 children. I'm a husband of 1 wife. I am a now pastor. I actually operate as an elder at one of the local churches is down here. I'm still a student. I plan to get my master's degree. And, hey, I mean, that's it that I can really think of right about now.
Come on, you wouldn't believe that? You from Chicago, you don't go to your master's? Like, what's the motivation? Like, is it God? Like, what's pushing you, man? Come on, tell us.
Honestly, when I look back over my life, as a kid, I spent more of my time, I lived in the Robert Taylor homes in Chicago, Illinois. They're torn down now, but I spent most of my time there looking out the window. And I'm learning today that I was pretty much set aside, because I didn't get to interact with a lot of my peers, a lot of people that lived in my neighborhood as much as I would have liked to. And so my mindset was always somewhere different. It was always somewhere else. And so, just being structured in a structured environment, coming out of my home, the expectations was that I would finish at least high school. I just kind of followed that path, followed that course. I did make some mistakes. One thing I'll say about the Chicago South Side, it's an environment that you really can't escape if you're there. My mom didn't raise me to become a gang member, but when you got time on your hands and you're not investing it in work or in school and trying to improve yourself, hey, I fell victim too. I ended up joining the gang at maybe 17 or 18 years old. And maybe 2 or 3 years after that, I realized that this wasn't how my mom had raised me. By the grace of God, I was allowed to denounce my membership and get out of the gang. So, you know, that's another thing I'm proud of.
All right. I heard it. So you're networking. That's what I heard. So the gang, like you joined the gang, but how did you get out of it? The gang, like how did you transition from that phase?
You know, I had an inner war going on because, you know, gang activity and the way my mom raised me were different. And so I realized that I was more afraid of my mother than I was of the gangs. And so, you know, and I knew as well, you know, I was in school. You know, I was in college, fresh out of high school, and I knew I couldn't be at 2 places at one time. And so one had to give, and it was going to be the gang, you know, and I didn't know if I would be killed or not. I didn't know if I was going to live to see the next day, but I knew I had talked it over with God, and I said, Lord, dead or alive, I need to get out of this. And by the grace of God, you know, I was allowed to get out, and I'm here today.
All right. Here, as in Huntsville, Alabama, like, what's your education background, raising a family here in Huntsville? How was that?
Wow, it's not easy. You know, my teacher, Miss Lynn Freeman, she taught me 1st, 2nd, 3rd, and 4th grade. She used to tell us that intelligent people use their time wisely. And so I realized when I look back over my life, you know, that I mismanaged a whole lot of time. And by the time I got my head on straight, you know, I had a family. And so now I'm juggling trying to work, to maintain a household and be a father. And it is not easy. It's extremely difficult. You know, if I can advise anybody, if I can help anybody, you know, get your paperwork, get your education, develop yourself and become established before you have children, if you can. If you find yourself in that predicament where you've already had a child, well, you can still get yourself established, but do understand it won't be easy. It's a struggle, but hey, I did it with 7 kids. My wife did it.
7, y'all heard that?
Yes. As a matter of fact, this year, my wife graduated with a degree in psychology. I graduated with a degree in theology, and my eldest son graduated with a degree in pre-law. And so it's just hard work, perseverance, you know, God's help here and God's help there, and it can be done.
Y'all heard it. Like, if y'all don't get inspiration from this, from Chicago to Huntsville, Alabama, and still graduated, like, and it's going for more. So if y'all don't know, Chicago got some great people. Y'all lying. Like, it's great people in Chicago.
Absolutely. You got a few bad apples that make us all look bad, you know.
I appreciate you. I just want to say in front of everybody, and just know that you're greatly appreciated. What you did was a stamp. Nobody, we have no more excuses, man. Like, we just had to do it. God, networking, and family. Like, it's, hey, you have a vision, write it down, and just get it done. The battle is within us, so hey. Is there any closing words that you'd like to say?
Well, it starts with a mindset. You got to get it here first, you know, and once it's here, well, then it'll start to manifest through your actions. But it begins with a mindset. A lot of people can't see that vision. A lot of people can't see themselves becoming something, being something in life, walking across the stage and receiving a diploma. I'm here to testify that I'm 49 years old, and even in the midst of the times that I began this journey, up until today, there's been a lot of discouragement, a lot of hurdles, a lot of obstacles. But if you want something bad enough, you continue to strive for it, you continue to go for it, and it can be accomplished. As
one, y'all heard it. Are you on, last thing, are you on Instagram or anything like that? Facebook, like, where are you? How can people find you?
Well, even if I had an Instagram, I wouldn't even know how to say the address. You know, I hear people saying it. I don't have an Instagram. I am on Facebook, Kitrell Lucas, and I'm on Linked. I'm on Linked. You know, and it's just my name, Kitrell Lucas. Yeah.
All right, you guys heard it. Comment, subscribe, and let us know your feedback. All right, thanks for watching.
Thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me. Thank you.